Yeah.
All right, look, we're making a meringue, and what we're looking for right here is this to get up to about 250 degrees, because we're not just making any meringue. All right, so now you take egg whites, you get them really going to stiff peaks.
Okay.
How is it?
It's delicious.
Unbelievable.
And then we're gonna pour this slowly to make an Italian meringue.
What's the difference between an Italian meringue and a normal meringue?
Just what we just did. Like you make a meringue, most meringues you're gonna use just straight sugar. We're using a sugar that's been dissolved like a syrup, and that's what we're doing in here because it's gonna get really, where do you see how this is gonna get really stiff like marshmallow? You see the steam coming out of that? All right, now, we have that done.
And that's not cooking the egg?
No, 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 no. It's nice, beautiful. See? Really light, fluffy. Look at that.
Chef, do you have any tips on making the meringue? It's something I've really had a hard time with.
Probably have a dirty bowl.
Oh, interesting.
If you don't, every time I make meringue, I wash my bowl out with hot, hot water, then I really, really dry it with a cloth so that there's no streaks or any of that. Sometimes I even use a little bit of vinegar, which helps it crawl up the bowl.
Okay.
Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer of cake. We have the meringue made. We're gonna brush this with a simple syrup that's been fused with a little bit of brandy.
What is simple syrup?
Sugar and water.
Okay.
I love stretching like this. Now, what we're gonna do is we start the bottom, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a blade, an ice cream blade, and we're gonna blade some ice cream in here.
What flavors are you using?
I'm using
Chef?
vanilla, a French vanilla, so it has vanilla bean in it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use chocolate.
Now, where does Baked Alaska come from?
You know, another celebration dessert when it was made.
Okay.
And it originated, actually, the first one was in France. And they used to have these things called ice cream bombs. You ever hear that?
Yes.
And that's really where the idea came from. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this ice cream, okay? And we're gonna create now, we're gonna create a top layer of this. So what we're gonna do is take the top layer and layer it right on top. Make sure our paper's out of the way, so that way it's gonna help us get out. We're gonna push this down now and flatten the ice cream. Then we're gonna brush it with syrup, and this goes in the freezer.
So it's like an ice cream sandwich.
Yep,
almost.
but it goes in the freezer and it gets really rock hard. You can do this, wrap it with plastic, you can do it days in advance.
Okay.
All right? So now, this goes in the freezer. When you're ready to do the meringue, you need a bag, you need a star tip if you have one. You're gonna unmold it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start decorating it now with the meringue in the bag. So here's the paper.
Chef, you're using, right now you used vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Could you change up the flavors of ice cream and do...
It's really whatever you like.
Okay.
Yep, it could be, I mean, I've done them with pistachio, I've done them with strawberry and vanilla. Basically now, what you wanna be sure though, is to make sure you take this paper off.
Okay.
Because then, can you imagine that? You take a first bite, and it's like, oh, ruin the moment. All right, so now we're gonna decorate the sides.
And this is Italian meringue, you
This
said,
is
correct?
Italian meringue.
Okay. And can you use any other kind of meringues, or do you...
Well, you could use, you know, there's also a Swiss meringue,
Okay.
which is also a syrup. It just gives it a little bit more strength, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so we're gonna keep decorating this, and then when we come back, we're gonna finish our celebration. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Doesn't that look good already?
It's delicious.
So welcome back, folks. We're getting ready to light our flame for our Baked Alaska. Great question. Want to clarify, because I didn't answer you.
Okay.
But now Robin, the famous Robin, we have a little factoid, because I know a little bit about this. The Baked Alaska was coined at Delmonico's restaurant in 1876.
Wow.
Yep. And it was to honor the acquired American territory, Alaska.
Very nice.
Yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to just do a little torch here. I told you I was going to show you some new tricks.
Chef, what if you don't have a blowtorch at
Well,
home?
you know, they sell them. If you don't have a blowtorch, you call it an albino baked Alaska. All right, now for the final touch. You put an eggshell right inside there. And then you take a little bit of, nice, whatever you like. See, and how you serve it is you just... Oh, and it lights up really nice. Got a nice singe, nice torch. Then, the best part of the whole is to take a hot knife, and then we take a piece just like this. Oh, look at this, guys. I'm coming back. I'm coming. Here I come. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. See, it's still really, really frozen. And the cake is like a brownie. So there you have it, folks. Some very dressed up classic dishes to serve for your next celebration. But remember, folks, food is meant to be shared, especially with friends like you. See you next time.